Everybody, welcome back to those of you who have shown back up for part 2 of our leather crafting stream, and I'm actually starting on time for once. Roy Curbs, thank you for the follow, and we've got some more that happened during the break, including Green Eyes and the Sunrise, Maddie's Mind, Omar D214, This Way Is Not Safe, Collider Scoop, Bloodshot, Meowsers, Mex Rage. I feel like Jared sent me a lot of people. I don't normally get that many people when I'm not actively streaming, but thank you guys for showing up if this is your first time at one of our crafting streams. We like to have a pretty chill time and just like hang out and work on cosplay. So this is straight continuation from what we were doing earlier. I did put a little bit more dye on some of these straps during the break, but I'm going to resume doing that right now. I actually finished up the bottle of the dye that I was using earlier, and I got out my second bottle, which I'm glad that I had the foresight to buy. And I think that using the end of the bottle last time was giving me some problems, because I don't know if you can see this like weird stain on the paper here. It's like this weird yellow chalky pigment that was a part of the dye that had sunk to the bottom and just kind of congealed. And so because I used all of the dye in the bottle, I got down to that spot where I had accidentally picked it up on my dauber without really realizing it. And so I think that I was getting a lower quality dye on some of these other straps than what is coming out of this bottle now, because I shook it up super well so I wouldn't have that problem. So anyway, that's what's going on. Atheist Kodan says that they thought that I was drinking the dye. No, I also have a cup of coffee that's separately over here. But please stop me if I'm about to do that. Just kidding. There's so much lag on Twitch that you guys would all have to see it happen, and there's no way that you could stop me. Alright, so I am going to be probably off camera for some of this. Meowsers15 has followed. Thank you. Oh wait, no, I already said that one. I forgot to scroll back up. Sorry guys, getting back to it. That was Light9715. And Nevturial. Thank you guys. Yes, it would not work with the delay. You would all watch me drink dye, and there would be like just this horrific like slow motion thing where there's no way that anyone would be able to stop me. Hello, Within One Tiger, welcome. Alright, so this is more of the Bison Brown, but for whatever reason, it's just better Bison Brown. Probably because I bought it more recently, and because I shook it up better. But anyway, I've been going like one strap at a time now. Oof. And using the circular motion that I would normally do for dyeing like a single piece. I think I was getting a little bit sloppy with my technique earlier too, because I was doing so many of these strips. But it just appears to be soaking in a lot better now, and I am getting that darker color that I was going for, or hoping for. Sorry if I'm going off camera for a little bit of this. I'll just try to keep talking, and you'll see my little hands reappear here and there. But yeah, I think that giving the leather some time to let the color kind of become absorbed allowed it to take another coat and actually become darker, because before I was putting a lot on, but there was only so much that it could like absorb, I guess, all at one time. And so it was kind of becoming blotchy because the liquid was sitting on the surface of the leather, and there were just like weird things happening that was not what I wanted. But I think that we've solved that issue. I think that my goal for tonight will be to get all of the color done on these, and then also the edging if I can. We'll see about that. I've never actually used this edge coat stuff that I'm about to test out here on stream. So we'll get to try that out and like see kind of what the deal is with that. Atheist Koden says that they went to A-Kon, wanted to say hello, but never ended up running into me. I'm sorry about that. So I'm glad that you came to the stream. Hello, yes, thank you for making up for that, as you put it. Yeah, I had a really good time at A-Kon, but part of it, without having like a handler, someone to help me when I was in my like bigger costume wearing Zelda, I like ended up running out of stamina really easily after just a few hours because it was just exhausting to wear a big dress and not have someone to like help you get around the crowds and navigate and stuff like that. Anyway, I wasn't in costume like and out and about as much as I hoped to be, so I'm really sorry that we didn't cross paths, but thank you so much for showing up to the stream and like hanging out with me here. That's awesome. Nay Linksta is asking, did you ever, or do I make everything myself? For the most part, yes, but not like 100% of everything ever. Like these are my crafting streams where you see me making things all the time. That's all I do on Twitch. But I do wear costumes that are like various parts cobbled together from Amazon or whatever, and then sometimes I like adjust small bits of them. Like the Hanji costume that I have worn, that I wore to A-Kon, was not really made by me. It was just stuff that I bought. But now I'm fixing that because I really want a nice harness, and so now I'm making like a nice harness, and then hopefully a nice jacket to go with it. So yes, like I do make the vast majority of the stuff that I do, and like the costumes that I'm, I guess, known for, are all things that I've made. But that doesn't mean that I don't appreciate quick and easy projects where you don't have to do a lot of labor, because I definitely appreciate that. Thank you to everyone who's saying happy anniversary to me. It is my 3rd anniversary of marriage to Mr. Pro Jared, who's also a Twitch streamer. And he does other stuff too, obviously. But if you aren't already familiar with him, that's my husband, and I like him a lot, and I'm happy that we're married, so it's been a good day. Thank you, me Linksta, for following. Let's see what else is happening here. Hello, Synchrofy. Pro Jared is upstairs right now. He's editing his video. I think he's working on a video for his main channel. I'm pretty sure he was streaming his edit earlier, and he wanted to again tonight, but then I asked him to help me with some stuff. So I think that he might be making an appearance on this stream. We'll see about that. But there's at least a chance that Jared will turn up and help me like hold and move some things, because I literally don't have enough hands. And so Jared might appear. That's still an if. Alright, I will be back down in the more visible portion very soon. I think that for these last 3, I'm just gonna do them in 2 sections so that I'm not going back and forth constantly. So let me get the tops of these. Unfortunately, my arms are only so long. So my plan for these is we put the dye on, and I hoped to be done with that earlier, but it just needed more coats, and I just didn't want to settle for less color. So we'll put the dye on. Once I'm like satisfied with the saturation of color that we've got on these, then they will need to have the edges done with this edge coat stuff that I got, and then they will need to be buffed, which will like remove any like excess dye that is just sitting on the outside, and then after that they can get a sort of like some sort of sealer, which I have a couple options I'm gonna try out. So all of those things need to happen before I can actually start cutting and arranging any pieces of this harness, but I think doing them in this order will be worthwhile, because once I start assembling the harness, it should go pretty quickly. I say, laughing at myself. Straps are going well. Yeah, that was my progress report on exactly where we're at for that. I'm going to take a moment and take my gloves off. Sav Eric is talking about wanting to get into cosplay casually for conventions, but being a college student is limited in time and money. There's a lot of really good posts and like tutorials out there for cosplay on a budget, so I would say look those up to begin with, because I'm just going to give you like kind of an on-the-spot answer, which is go to thrift stores, buy cheap things that you can alter, and you know, honestly, with some cheap acrylic paints, you can do a lot of like interesting weathering and a lot of interesting, like you can make really cool things on a budget if you were just like trying to, I guess if you're willing to not always use like the higher end materials. Frostwolf is asking how Jared and I met. I've answered that question a lot. So you can find the answer by going to my website and looking under the frequently asked questions, and I think it's in a video too. But yeah, I don't want to just like constantly retell that story, but it's available if you want to go and find that. Thank you, Me Linksta is saying that how deep I get into my cosplay making out of real leather and stuff. I really like leather. There's a lot you can do with it. It's super versatile and awesome material. So yeah, there's a lot of different things you can do out of it. And it's what kind of the material that I'm most comfortable with. So that's what we're up to. Oh no, Frostwolf, don't apologize, please. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just like trying to stay more on topic. That's all. But that answer is out there. I don't want to leave you hanging. Like you can go and find that information if you want to know. Anyway, a lot of my like earliest costumes that I was making cheaply were just like thrifted parts where I like, you can buy clothes, you can dye them, you can paint them, you can do whatever you need to like move seams around, move hemlines and stuff like that. Oh, thanks Kitten. Kitten's gonna go try to find that video. It's one of the videos that's labeled a Q&A video. I think it's the first one, but we'll see. It's probably like in the description. Hey, it's Char, welcome. And Anna is here as well. So thank you guys, those of you who actually did come back. That's so kind of you. Thanks for letting me take my break. All right, I'm now gonna slide these down and reveal the other halves of the straps that need to have even more dye put on them. But I think this is our last round of dyeing things, is just to let to get like the second half of these straps, and after that we can finally move on. Yeah, a lot of people in the chat are having good cosplay tips for people who are working on a tighter budget. Yeah, so if you have any advice for our friends here, please don't hesitate to add your comments to the conversation in the chat box. One of Kind 123, thank you for following. Some of these straps are like creased from where the edge of the table, where they're hanging off, so it's kind of nice that I'm able to move them now before they like kind of set in that new position. Sorry, I just got an email from my grandma wishing me a happy anniversary. Quiet Rose, thank you for following. Also, Miss Princess Paige, thank you guys and welcome. Yeah, we've got some conversation going on about commissioning and or buying costumes and where you can get them for somewhat less, I guess. So once again on these like last straps, I'm gonna have to come back and pick that up again from the other side. I just don't have the arm span. So yeah, I think that I'm doing better with this coat. Well, first of all, because they've already absorbed some color, and so now it's just easier to go a little bit darker. But I think that I'm doing thinner coats, and this like circular motion is also preventing it from like all of the liquid like remaining in one spot or like puddling in the surface. That's not what I want. So this is going better. Okay, so that was the first 6. I'm gonna go around to the other side and I'll be briefly off of camera, but I'm still right here working hard on these straps. I'm really excited about this harness coming together though. Well, these 2 harnesses coming together. I think they're gonna look really cool. I have a couple planned upgrades that'll make them a little bit better or easier to wear than the like cheaper one that I bought. So I think it'll look nicer for photos and stuff too. Let's see, that was the little moose. I can still read the notifications even though I'm like not fully on the camera. Thank you so much for following. I promise I'll be back on camera in just a second once I get these ends over here. Actually, I think I can at least be over here and be a little bit more actively visible. Okay, where was I? I did 6. So I guess I'm here. I was applying from here. I can see these like weird creases and know where like it met the edge of the table last time. I definitely want to avoid that. This whole process is just kind of meditative for me anyway. Sorry if this is like boring, but you know, it's a chill stream. I'll be done with this section in a minute and I'll be able to check back in on the chat. If anybody has any questions about what's currently going on or what's going to happen next, you know, go ahead and ask that and I'll get back to you very soon. Otherwise, I'm just kind of rubbing dye on this stuff. Alright, we're on our last strap. We're almost done. Alright, I think that's it. Because I've gotten everything from both ends now. Alright, cool. What's going on, guys? Yes, Loot, who was asking what I was up to. I was dyeing the leather straps, so now they all have this color that's soaking in. I was trying to get them to be as dark brown as I could, and I think that I'm satisfied with the results right now. So my next steps are to let them soak for a minute. This one, which was my test strap, is actually, I did not just re-dye it. I had already just kind of gotten it ready earlier. I don't really care if it's exactly the right color. And then I will, yeah, I'm going to set up the edge coat here in a minute. Char is asking about the prints that are on the wall behind me. These are a lot of my different cosplay friends. Let me check and see how many of them are actually visible in the shot right now. So these are all different, pretty much women that I have gotten to know through cosplay. So that's Jenny there, who is the Scarlet Witch right here, the large one in the foreground. That one's Jenny, most flogged, and she's super talented. Above her is Amazon Mandy, who is this little one, the smaller frame is Amazon Mandy, who is a seamstress down in Florida, I believe. And she's super talented. My friend Bridget, who is from Louisiana, she goes by Miss Oolala. And then the vertical picture there is my friend Sheena, who is dressed as Lucina from Fire Emblem. And she lives here in LA, and we hang out in real life. And then on the far wall, there's another picture of Amazon Mandy. There's a picture of Holly. There's a picture of Vicky Bunny Angel from Toronto. And a picture of my friend Kat, who lives in Dallas. And so those are all of the cosplayers that are featured behind me. I have more over there, but you can't see them on stream. These are I guess the most visible of my collection. But I like to collect prints from my friends. I sell cosplay prints. I trade cosplay prints with my friends who have their own prints. And so it was just fun for me. It's motivating. And I put them in nice frames so that I can look at them while I'm working and feel motivated. And just like come into a room where, there's like I'm sorry, I got caught up reading. Toronto represent. Toronto. I don't know what it's correct. Thank you, Spoopy Sparrow. It's sweet to have my friends' pictures. It just, reminds me to stay motivated and stay working hard. Tiny Bear is saying that they feel better than they did earlier, which is good. I'm glad to hear that. Hopefully this isn't so boring that you just fall asleep, but, obviously you do what you need to do. Jared, what are you up to right now? Okay, that's fine. I don't need you right this second, but I am going to test this out. Can you just give me that Girl with Dragon one? Thank you.
Just one bottle?
Yeah, that's fine. Unless you want to get turned. Jared? Okay, cool. Alright. Checking in on chat comments. Kitten is asking about the next step. Well, right now I'm about to test out the edge coat, and this should be the next step. I'm gonna kind of move these aside a little bit. The nice thing about the dye is that they become dry to the touch like almost immediately. So this isn't gonna like hurt them that I'm kind of scooting them a bit, but they do need time to like set before I try to do any sort of like top coat or additional work on them. They're gonna need time for all of that dye to soak in, and then I'll go back and buff it, probably with just like a paper towel, and just like pick up any remaining dye from the surface so that I have a clean surface to put that sealant over. So In the meantime, I think I can put the edge coating on them without interrupting anything going on with the dye. We'll see about that. I'm gonna test it really quickly and just see if there are any complications. But for right now, I just kind of want to move these a little bit. Char says that she just remembered she got wine. Jared is out right now to go get wine for us because it's our anniversary, and I told him that we should drink a bottle of wine. And no one can stop us because it's our anniversary. So that's where he's going. He's going to go do my bidding and bring back wine for us. Oh wait, I think I can actually peel this one up. So this is edge coat. After leather edge is smooth, stir edge coat, never shake, oh oops, and apply with a clean artist brush or dauber. Dries to a medium gloss. Well, I just shook it. We'll see how this goes. It wants me to stir, so I think I can grab, I think I have some like popsicle sticks or something. I'm gonna stir it. I'll come back for that notification. B-Tran Photography, hello, welcome. Alright, now time to stir my edge coat. So this is different than the dye. I think this is more like a paint, but it goes on kind of thick and it's like a coating. That's my understanding anyway, and we're gonna put it on the test piece before we do anything on the real pieces. Because if this isn't good, then I think that I would rather just have dye in this dispenser. Yeah, let's see how this works. This is just an experiment for me as well right now. Oh, there's like a weird film on this already. Alright, let's see how this goes. I'm just gonna dump that. Okay, so this is the edge coat. It comes in two colors, black and brown. So you just have to pick whichever is closest to what you need. And then this is the dispenser wheel. Now, I don't want to just like... Well, whatever, I guess I'm going for it. I'm just gonna go for it. So I'm pouring it into this little tub here, and then it has a wheel attached to it. It is hopefully going to start picking up the color. I guess I need to put more in there. Oh, there it goes. Okay, but yes, it does need more. I don't want to like dump it all in there in case I hate this and then like want to put it back in a bottle. So let's see. Let's see how this goes. Smells interesting. I probably shouldn't be putting my nose putting it right under my nose. Okay, there we go. And now we're getting a consistent amount coming up on this roller. I hope you can see that. I know that it's a little bit, the camera's farther away today because I wanted to show as much of the table as I could, but you know, hopefully you get an idea of what's going on. This strap was a little bit wavy. Whatever, this was also part of my scrap that I just picked up off the floor. So the idea is that you just roll it along, like so, and it creates an edge. It coats the edge only. And so it's just like a very efficient way of putting the color on, I guess. I'm actually going to stop right there because I want to use this test piece for something else. On whether or not I want to bevel the backs of these, because I might end up beveling them. Just to like get some of that extra suede part off. But that's actually... drying, at least like visibly drying really quickly. Like I still, you don't want to touch that, you want it to like give it time, but that, it seems to be picking it up and like not, it's no longer wet very, very quickly. Whether or not that's like, where it takes a while to like totally cure. That's interesting. Okay, cool. Well, now we know what that does. I'm gonna do another piece of test. I'm gonna test another piece. That's what I'm trying to say. And I think I'm just gonna use another piece of strapping that is not dyed because we don't need it to be dyed right now. Okay, so this is my smallest beveler. This is the number 2 beveler from like the Craft Tool regular series. And right now I'm going to take this extra strip that is the same height. It was like the same thickness of leather and everything. I'm gonna see how it does if I just like try to shave off the edge of it from the back side. It's coming off really crumbly and not really doing a lot. That's really super crumbly. Okay. So my goal with that was to see whether or not it would give me like a cleaner looking edge from the side, and there's absolutely no discernible difference. Justice Falco, thank you for following. So with that in mind, that's really not worth my time to try and do that extra step. Okay, cool. Problem solved. Alright, well, yeah, that's pretty much that. Now that I've tried this edge coat stuff... Oh, dude, that looks really sweet, actually. And yeah, like, even putting my finger on it, that is drying really, really quickly. Okay, so now I know I don't want this to be sitting open for very long. But... for doing, like, really quick edging, this is gonna be perfect, because this is what I want. I want a really consistent, solid looking edge all the way down these pieces, but I don't, this is not a good time to be doing beveling and like edge slicking on all of this. That would be a nightmare. So in lieu of that, I've got this edge coat stuff that's gonna make all of my edges a breeze. I'm trying to do a second coat on this one and see how it goes. I think that looks pretty nice. Now, my one concern with this is how I'm going to physically handle these really long strips and laying them down and like drawing them across this thing. And that's why I said that I might need Jared's help, because I just physically can't hold them and like move it along on top of the little dispenser there. So I might need Jared for that. We'll wait until he gets back from his from running my errands and buying me wine. And when he gets back, then maybe we'll go ahead and continue doing that. In the meantime, I do have some other pieces to work on. I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to set these aside again, the other way. There's just so much leather here. Yeah, these are going to be fine now. I'm not worried about them touching each other. They're not going to be like... That's not going to disrupt the process there. Okay. So that is done for now. And those will just hang out. And I can use the rest of this space. And we've got this cool, like, abstract pattern going on. Alright. So these are some other parts of the harness. These are pieces that came off of the store-bought harness that I had that I'm using kind of to pattern these. I actually was like studying a reference image a little bit more, and I'm not entirely certain that these are accurate. I feel like these pieces, the straps are actually coming in from the corners, and I'm wondering how I can maybe change the design to make that a little bit more accurate. So on those pieces in particular, I'm going to set that aside before I just continue to copy, make a carbon copy of what is there. For these guys, these are the like hip side pad things, And I had gotten these cut out on a previous stream because I thought I was only going to be making one of these, and then once again I end up having just like an escalating commitment episode where now I'm making 2 harnesses and 2 jackets instead of, you know, my Amazon Prime costume. So I need to make another set of these, and I should probably get rid of this gross paper to cut on, but not yet. We're gonna do some other things first. Oh, this piece I also need to make another one of, but I'm gonna do a couple of things first. Let me grab some supplies. Lil Sylph, thank you for following. Alright, and I need a bucket of water, or a small container of water. And you know what? I'm also going to take a minute and get a glass of water for myself because I'm really parched. So I'll be right back. I'm back. All right. So now I am quenched. And so is my leather, or it's about to be. So I've got this little sponge. I'm gonna put some water here on the piece that I'm working on, and where's the other tool that I need? Oh, here we are. And I'm going to use my brand new oblong punch tool and see how this goes. And I'm going to test it first on this one, because this one is more of my throwaway piece. So this is going to automatically punch a 1-inch long hole that's like a slit, I guess. And I think that this punch is slightly too large. And not sharp enough. Well, it's pressing it, but it's not cutting it. Okay, I need to sharpen this. Probably, yep. Yeah, that's just not going to cut through right now. Well, that's fine. This piece also needs to be remade larger now that I'm looking at it. So this was based directly off of the piece that came with the harness that I bought. And the straps that I'm working with are actually slightly larger than this one. So I had already cut this piece out, but now putting the holes in it is going to make them too close together and not give them give enough of a margin between the different pieces. So this one needs to be remade and just be larger, slightly larger on all sides, so that they can be a little bit spaced out and it'll be a little bit more structured. So same with these. Well, the size of the pieces I'm sure is fine, but I need to sharpen this before I can get it to do my bidding. So, oh yes, all of the tap 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 coming out. All right, we might not be ready to tap 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 yet. It goes the hammer in our hearts. Is that what you said? Dajitsu. Dajitsu. Alright. So this part also might not be going down just quite yet. But I can start tracing and cutting another set of these, and also a set of these. This actually is going to need some smaller straps too, so I can prepare those. So I'm going to start cutting out these smaller leather pieces, and then maybe we'll be able to put dye on them too while we're waiting for Jared, and can move on to our edge coat. Regio, thank you for following. Welcome. Tap, tap, tap. Oh, Spoopy Sparrow, where'd you get that? That's awesome. I want to know where, whose emote that is. Alright. I'm gonna set this aside once again. I have a much smaller cutting mat since our cutting mat is currently being covered by these other things. This is the hide that this piece came out of. So we'll just make 2 more of these. Those are Bob Ross emotes? Oh, that's fascinating. That's awesome. I knew that they were that they had been broadcasting Bob Ross on Twitch for quite some time, that it was very popular, but I didn't know that he had that particular emote, or really any of his own emotes. That's pretty cool. Shout out to Bob Ross. Man, I remember that being on the air when I was a little girl. I think it was already reruns, but it was still being shown on TV when I was a kid. Oh, you know what? I actually bought a leather pen, finally! I've been frustrated by my inability to rebuy my leather pen because my pens ran out of ink, and I kept going to Tandy 2 different times, and they did not have the pen in stock, and I just literally couldn't get one. But I have one now, and I'm really happy about it. I also realized I'm gonna need probably the original piece that this is based off of. Here we go, because this is going to show me the placement of the slits, whereas the other ones are not punched yet. Crystal Owl, or Christowl, thank you for the follow. Welcome to our stream. So I'm just roughly tracing the placement of those holes so that I'll know where that needs to go. But otherwise, this is fine. It's not really going to get better as far as placement goes. Oh, the oblong hole, I need to finish that thought. The oblong hole punch that I bought will create these perfectly symmetrical, very consistent looking holes. So as long as they get punched in the right spot, it will automatically look clean and beautiful. Oh! Oh no. I forgot one. Alright. So these two are ready to get cut. Since I'm working on a tiny cutting mat right now, I'm gonna like cut out a section of the leather and then make sure that I'm only positioning that over the cutting mat, because otherwise I'm just gonna end up wasting my little paper drop cloth, and I'd rather not do that. This leather is pretty dry. I'm gonna add some water to it to help the cutting process. Okay. Yeah, my hope is that while making these harnesses, doing 2 at one time, I'm hoping that that will make it a faster process than trying to figure out 2 individually, like making one and then going back and doing another one. So, you know, cross your fingers that it actually turns out that way. I'm just dabbing the water on right now because if I start rubbing this, it's going to take off my invisible disappearing ink. It will disappear with the water. And I'm gonna get my tiny ruler for this too. People in the chat are talking about like obscure vintage games. I'm just checking in and watching this. I have not played the game Balls on Sega Genesis, but Within One Tiger is bringing that one back up. I'm sure Jared has probably heard of that one. Balls. It's balls. I rarely have an excuse to use this tiny little mat unless I'm traveling. Lightning Fast says the sequel to Balls is D's Nuts Fighter. There we go. I'm gonna keep drinking my coffee and keep my energy up. I'm starting to feel a little bit sleepy, but I've done a lot today. My goal for tonight is to get all of the color on the straps, like with the edge coat and everything. And then once the edge coat is done, all of that will just like set up overnight. Tomorrow I'll buff it and then seal it. And depending on how long that sealer needs, I may be able to move on to assembling it, or I'll just have to start assembling it the next stream. But I'm really excited to get this done. I'm hoping to have both of them ready. Well, no, I'm going to have both of them ready for Anime Expo. Let me just say it that way. These are going to be my priority between now and then, and that should not be any problem because we're making really good time on them already. So these will be coming with me to Anime Expo with Jared and myself wearing them. And then I may or may not have jackets. I'm going to work on the jackets. I'm going to give it my best try. But I'm already forgiving myself for not finishing those jackets for Anime Expo. Because there's a lot that I want to be careful with and make sure that I get them right. Yeah, Anime Expo is in 2 weeks. Synchraphy is putting up like worried faces in the chat. Everyone's feeling the crunch right now for Anime Expo. But I deliberately did not make any big plans. I just have Attack on Titan plans, as always. So for me, it's these harnesses, and then I'm going to be working on the jackets in my own time and not streaming that just because I really want my concentration on those. I am making leather jackets, which I've never made a leather jacket before, and even though these are not like as complicated as like biker jackets, it's still, I want to take my time with it and be really deliberate and stuff and make sure that they are good. So with that in mind, there's a good chance they won't be coming with me to Anime Expo, but I'm going to try. We'll see. Yeah, all of the cosplayers are posting panicked statuses about how soon Anime Expo is. And I'm glad that I don't have anything that's giving me that type of stress. It's my first Anime Expo, so if any of you guys have been to Anime Expo before and you have like helpful advice, I will gladly listen to it. Because I know that this con is like overwhelmingly large. Once again, I'm gonna do like a weird general outline cut. And then like, I was wasting a little bit of material, but whatever. This is not like a super large piece of leather to begin with. Oh, hey! Troublesome showing up. Okay, Anime Expo. It says get hype, there's no step 2. Yes, it's my very first Anime Expo, so I'm really looking forward to that. Claverish Octarina. Thank you for following. Welcome to our stream. Remember to hydrate, says Synchraphy. And yes, Kitten has a correct answer, is that Hanji has an assistant named Moblet who is always taking care of her and like making sure she doesn't die. And so Jared is the one who fills that role in my life. And so Jared is going as Moblet, and I'm really excited about that. It's gonna be a good Moblet. Right now, I'm thinking that our Attack on Titan shenanigans are going to happen on Sunday of Anime Expo. So if anybody out there is going to Anime Expo and wants to join us, we're just like wear their costumes on the same day in case we meet up. I'm not doing like a special planned meetup for that or anything. It's just kind of like, hey, I hope that we see each other when we're both in our costumes kind of thing. Okay, we've got some notifications that are just random things. Okay, that's fine. I thought maybe Jared texted me or something, but those can wait. Yes, Jared is a pro handler, Synchraphy. He knows exactly what I need, which is, it's like, that's a very special, a specific acquired skill. And it's not necessarily like it's more work than you think it would be, because you have to, he's always like walking around with me, holding my stuff, making sure that he's getting footage for my vlog, making sure that I've eaten at the appropriate times of day, because I'll start getting hangry before I realize that I'm just hangry, and that if I ate something I would feel better. And so he's like being proactive about getting snacks and things like that. And I really appreciate that about him. Hello, Miss Zombie has joined us. Everybody say hi to Grace, showing up here. Yeah, it'd be cool to do an Attack on Titan gathering. Well, there might be something going on already. I haven't like looked at the schedule to see if there are gatherings. I should probably do that. Unless someone here in the chat is feeling especially helpful and wants to do like a search to see if that exists. Because I'll forget. But yeah, if there's some kind of Attack on Titan gathering, I would definitely go. I'm not planning on doing anything like that on my own. The Wholesome Jared appreciation stream, that is what this is. I'm always appreciating Jared. Perfect timing. Kitten, why would you want to see me hangry? That's not very kind. Well, it's not cute, let me tell you that. It's not adorable. I'm not like acting precious. I'm just angry. I'm just annoying. Okay, Char is heading to bed. Everyone say goodnight to Char. Thank you for joining us, Char. For both of our streams, in fact. Char has like excellent attendance record. It makes me really happy to see that people in the chat have like formed friendships with each other. Maybe you guys already knew each other. Maybe it has nothing to do with this. But whenever I see people talking about like things that they're doing with other people in the chat that are totally unrelated to this stream or other streams where they're just like hanging out and like tweeting at each other, that makes me really happy to see. And Zombie says she's crafting. Well, that's great. I always like to hang out with other streamers. A lot of the time I'm just lurking. I've been to your streams before and not said anything, so sorry about that. I'll try to actually show up and be active one of these days. But yeah, it's always nice to have like crafting crew or crafting friends. Hello, welcome back. Hi. I'm actually just wrapping up one task, and then it would be a perfect time for you to come and help me.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. So can you come back in like just a few minutes? Yeah. Okay. Home Skillet Sam says hello, just showed up. How's it going? Athos Conan is asking if anybody else is eating ice cream. I have a sneaking suspicion that there might be ice cream in my house right now that just arrived. I don't know if that's true or not. Jared didn't walk in here with ice cream, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it might, that might be the case. So we'll see. Maybe I'll have ice cream soon. Zombie, I totally agree with that. Having friends, like, having people to kind of provide virtual company while you're crafting is amazing. Within One Tiger says that they are an all-girl D&D group that formed after meeting through these streams. That makes me so happy because those are all things that I love, obviously. I love that you came to my stream. I love that you are an all-girl group playing D&D and that you can experience that for yourselves. That's amazing. Yeah, I've had my D&D experiences ruined by, like, dudes being inappropriate, so being on an all-girl team sounds like really refreshing. You know, not that Not that it can't be mixed company, obviously. But no, that sounds amazing. That sounds like a really cool time. Blue Heart Bob, thank you for following. Sorry I missed that notification because I was talking about other things and also reading the chat. Yes, Anna had a McFlurry. I think that I might be getting a McFlurry tonight. Someone donated to Jared's stream earlier. They gave him like $10 and they were like, go get McDonald's. And since it's our anniversary, I think he did. I think he might have brought us McFlurries. I don't want to get my hopes up, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Cool. Yeah, these are pretty much ready, and once Jared gets back down here, I can start doing the edge coat on them. Yeah, this is our piece from earlier. In case you are just now joining us, I did a sample piece with this edge roller thing, and if you stay tuned, in just a few minutes, you'll get to see exactly how that goes down. But basically, it's putting a coating, it's a really interesting coating, on these edges. It's thicker than paint. It's some sort of like more dimensional substance, but it's similar to a paint. And I still kind of wish that like it was a totally clean edge. I think that's fine. I wonder how it goes if I put a little bit of sanding into it. Okay, Kitten says that there was talk of McFlurries earlier in Jared's stream. Well, I think that solves the mystery. Thank you for the happy Jaredversary comments. I appreciate that. So now I'm just hitting this with a sandpaper really lightly, just at the exact corner of the back edge. The reason why is because the leather itself has like some extra little like fuzzy parts that hang off. And then the edge coat kind of makes them crispy. And so just like barely removing that material so that it has a smoother edge on the back side prevents it like any sort of fuzzies or like extra crispy parts. My vocabulary is very descriptive. Sorry, I'm not finding very elegant words here, but the idea is that doing this is making it smoother and a little bit prettier. So to me, it matters. Makona is asking if the dye and edge paint stuff make the leather more brittle as it dries, or does it just get absorbed by the leather? I think that that might be like true on a very, very small scale, because it is true that it becomes like stiffer if you put water or dye or anything on it, but not really brittle in a way that would actually be problematic. So no, and this is not going to become brittle just like that. I am going to seal it with this stuff that I think is like kind of conditioning. I'm going to check that out too, but that'll be for tomorrow's stream, so I'll have some time to mess around with it and do some research. So no, this is still like just as easy to manipulate and easy to bend and like work with as it was before, so. Zing Allures is asking, can I work on projects when I'm sad or angry, or does it just mess with you so much that it makes it so you can't work? I've definitely gone yes and no. Both have been true at different times. Like sometimes if I'm like really depressed, I can't concentrate on work, I don't get anything done, and I kind of have started to try to give myself more leeway to just forgive myself for not always being hyper-productive. That said, sometimes working on something and having a sense of progression, having something that I feel proud of, that I'm involved and invested in, can like break me out of a slump. Not that it fixes everything, but that it at least gives me something to focus on that's a little bit more positive, or that gives me a sense of a feeling of accomplishment, and that can be really, really good for your mental health. So I would say that in general, I always try to keep working while I can, and then if I'm at a point where I just like really am feeling terrible and I'm really depressed or whatever, then I just give myself time to relax, and I try to be kinder to myself and not expecting so much out of myself. So that was a long and heartfelt answer to your question, in that you know, I tried my hardest to keep going. That's all. Everyone's talking about ice cream still. That's fine. So I just tried sanding a little bit on this raw strap. And while it's okay, it's still just remaining really fuzzy. I think that I do need to do the edge coat first. As weird as that is, because that's not really... Where did my sample go? Did I just like toss that down? Why am I such a mess? I think that doing the edge coat first is going to be a better bet for my... Oh yeah, it's down here. For my workflow, sorry. Whew. Losing my train of thought. Okay, yeah, I think that doing the edge coat first and then going back and then just hitting the very, very edge with the sandpaper is what will totally remove any sort of like visible fuzzy parts. Oh, hey, Mandolin. Mandolin checking in to say hello to the chat. Alright, I'm gonna call for Jared now here in a minute. I'm pretty much ready for him. Oh, I guess the last thing I'm going to do is lay down some more paper over here so that I have a place to put the straps when I'm done. So give me a second. I'm gonna be off camera probably for just a second while I set that up. Yes, I am drinking my coffee, not my dye. Thank you, Kitten, for your concern. I appreciate that you're checking in on me. Lightning Fast is talking about how people are always saying, you gotta channel your emotions into your art. Yeah, there's a lot of like romanticizing like mental illness and or like, I don't know, being edgy, starving, suffering for your art. And I think that all of those are really unhealthy attitudes, because ultimately you have to be able to create art. If you want to be a serious artist and be working all the time, or working professionally in any capacity with your art, you need to be able to do it just consistently every day without needing your inspiration or your magical motivation that comes and goes based on your mood. Like, you need the ability to just buckle down and do it regardless of whether or not you feel inspired or not. And I feel like that's something that a lot of young artists don't talk about or don't think about or don't hold themselves to. I don't know. There's a lot of really unhealthy attitudes about art. Even in the art community. Kitten says, people think that you have to have a mental illness or something to be creative, and that's just odd. Yeah, like, I mean, I have a mental illness, but that has nothing to do with my art. Like, they're separate. And, you know, maybe for some people you can channel your feelings in a way that's really productive, or, you know, there can be, like, positive sides, or you can find the silver lining to that or whatever. But to treat it as some sort of rite of passage, as you have to be so sick or so dedicated to your cause that you're like literally suffering, I think that is wrong and sad. Because you should want to be healthy. You don't need to be sad or sick to be productive or successful. In fact, those types of, you know, if that's what your state of mind is, you're more likely to be less productive and less successful. So you want to be healthy mentally. Yeah, you can be happy and do art. Just look at Bob Ross, says Spoopy Sparrow. Art should be fun. Yeah, I mean, art can be fun. Art doesn't have to be fun. Art can be all kinds of things. It can be important in different other ways that are not just fun. But it's certainly a... You know, you would hope that there's some overlap there, I guess is all I could say. Alright, I'm gonna call Husbando. Jared? Yes? Alright, we got Jared on the way down here.
Alright, what am I doing?
First of all, say hello.
Hello.
Everyone, Jared, if you don't already follow Jared, here he is. Okay, so all I need for you to do is, first of all, put those gloves on. Protect your hands. Jared is here as my lovely assistant. He's gonna hold my stuff like he does best. Player 2 has entered the game. Thank you, Jared.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for appearing on my anniversary stream.
No problem.
Okay. So, going back to our container of edge coat. We're gonna go from this side. Now, there's a couple of things I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna trim any of these like weird ends we don't need. Okay, can you be on this side?
Okay.
Thank you. So this is, alright, I'll show you the thing. This is my sample of how this is gonna go. You move it across the guy and it creates an edge.
Okay.
Okay? And then you go and you lay it down over here. So that's why I've got another one out here on the floor.
Okay.
Alright, so this is gonna be our method with this thing. The problem is that this strap is so like floppy that I can only hold a little bit of it at a time. And so you're just gonna use my second pair of hands to try to hold on to this. And after it goes through, it's going to need... This might be really difficult to do with the given the length. I might have to cut some of these in half.
Should we try one to see how it goes, or?
Yeah, let's try one and see how it goes.
Alright.
Alright, I'm just gonna start dragging this across the little wheel here.
Is that a new thing?
Yeah, I just bought this and tested it out today in the stream.
Oh.
Just trying to make it really even and clean. Yeah, this is just really difficult to do without missing spots, given how far apart my hands are right now. Because I was looking at this. Okay, maybe I should just be more, like, less anal about it, just kind of falling. Here, actually, here, how about this? I don't need you on that side, I only need you on this side. I don't know why that didn't occur to me. Okay, so can you just be the one who is, like, holding on to it after it comes out?
Okay.
And try to just keep it from, like, dragging and destroying the coating that I did.
Sweet Crashman remix.
Thank you. Tell that to DJ Cutman.
Oh, he knows.
Okay, this is actually nice because then I can just kind of check it in small sections and make sure that it's actually getting...
Okay, it's like rubbing up against my fingers a little bit and I'm getting spots.
Well, why don't you hold it from the other side? Thank you, Jared.
You might still need to redo a little bit.
I'll check on it. 2x2 hands of blue? Oh no. You're right. Sorry for being creepy. Do you know that reference, Jared?
Nope.
That's fine. You're not a real nigga. Okay, can you step away for just a moment? Alright. So we're only gonna do one half of these at a time. Okay, cool.
Do you want to get the spot that I screwed up?
No. I'm gonna revisit it later.
Okay.
Okay, now can you help me lay it down as straight as possible? Okay. And now we need to...
Stool.
Okay, thanks, Jared. Yay! Yes, mandolin. This is a rolly wheel of dye, more or less. It's not quite dye. It's edge coat, which is like a paint but thicker and a little bit more of a thicker coating. Yeah, that's all. And yes, that was a Firefly reference to those of you in the chat who are asking. Sorry, not trying to be a gatekeeper here. I'm just roasting Jared because
I've never seen Firefly.
that's fine. You don't have to.
I'm not cool.
It's not that good.
Oh,
Sorry. Yes, Penguin cosplay. Jared is so helpful that he's even helping me make his helper assistant costume. Oh, I should just cut these ends. Yeah, fuck it. I don't need this. I don't need this. Oh no, people are reacting to my comment. Look, you guys, look.
You can't just trash a cult classic.
I know. Look, if you all unsub, unfollow, block me, report me right now, then I understand.
It's alright. On my stream, I was talking about I don't think Earthbound's that great.
I know you don't, baby. But please don't lose your... Please don't lose your channel, baby. You gotta be careful with that. No, it's fine. I mean, I definitely considered myself a Firefly fan at one point. Obviously, I got the reference. I watched the show. Thank you. Yeah, you can just hold it from the top now.
Okay.
And so we'll have to just do one at a time. And I'm starting over from right here. I just feel like maybe the show didn't age as well. Certainly my appreciation for Joss Whedon did not age well. That's all. But anyway, I'm also of the opinion that we can all enjoy our things, even if our things are flawed. Which is why I'm making an Attack on Titan harness right now.
The show's perfect.
Look, I fully admit that my own tastes are not always the best. But what I am doing here today is something that I love. Hopefully those won't be like weirdly distorted. Can you give me a little, can you pick up some of that slack? Just like step farther back. Aww. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop is amazing. That show has aged beautifully. You can still enjoy that completely in totality. Okay, can you just step away a little bit more? Because as this like bunches up, that's where it's going to potentially cause problems.
Okay.
Thank you, Jared. So this might take a little while of just rolling on this weird little roller. But hey, it's giving us really nice results. And I am going to get to my goal tonight, which is to put coating on all of the edges. Once I get the coating on all of the edges, I feel like I'll probably call it a night from there. We'll let everything dry. Saga Frontier, hey, I haven't seen that referenced in quite some time. It's good shit. Oh, everyone's just like ragging on Joss right now in my chat. I'm gonna let it happen. Alright. Next one, you ready, Jared?
Yep.
Jared, let's tell them all how excited I am to be Science Squad with you at Anime Expo.
She's so goddamn excited, you guys.
Um,
Even during dinner, she was just talking about it.
Oh, was I? What was I saying?
How excited you were.
Science Squad!
And how this is definitely a thing that I'm doing whether I like it or not.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Jared,
like
you're such a
Moblet.
good sport. See, that's why you're such a good moblet, is because you're just down to make sure I'm having a good time and that I'm still alive. That's why you are the moblet to my Hanji. Okay, can you give me some? Thank you. James 454800. Thanks for following. Jared, you're an expert leather holder right now.
I can hold things.
You're so good at it. You hold things for me all day while I'm in costume. Yeah, it looks pretty consistent.
So much leather.
Oh yeah, there's so much leather here. He can hold things with his soft hands. I want you
My
guys
soft
to,
girl hands.
I want you to know that the soft girl hands comment was entirely originated from Jared. I was making that bingo card for him, and I was like, first of all, he approved every single thing that was on the bingo card. None of that was solely my doing. But at one point he was like, "Are you gonna put on there how soft and girly I am?" And I was just like, "I am now." Now that you said that, so you did that to yourself.
It's not wrong.
Alright, you ready to take that edge? Thank you. This is a good song. After this, I still have to make us actual belts. Well, the actual belts are a slightly different thickness, and I wanted to look at maybe getting a different belt buckle for one of the pieces that it interacts with. So, for those reasons, I have not cut that belt yet, but all the rest of our straps are right here in this pile. I know this probably is not the most visually interesting stream that I've done in a while, but I'm happy with the progress that we're making on this. Yeah, I think this will be good. Okay. Everyone's describing their hands now. Everybody show pictures of your hands. Okay, seems already nice and trim. Wait, this is the side I'm looking for. But yeah, this edge roller thing does make the actual application process a lot easier, and it's wasting less material. Because otherwise it kind of gets everywhere, and it gets a little bit on the top and the bottom, no matter how much you try to avoid it if you're using like a regular dauber. Thank you. What about Heidi's hands? My hands are also soft and girly. Our hands are like the same size. Right, Jared?
Yeah.
It's cute. You're cute. This leather being so thin makes it like want to buckle over kind of when it's even passing the wheel. Joel has dainty piano fingers too. That's awesome. No, I love beautiful hands. I mean, all hands can be beautiful. Looking at people's hands is always fun to me because you can see so much about like their life. I have a hand appreciation. Thank you, Jared. Alright, there's another one down. And we have to do 2 sides of all of these. This might take a while.
Oh, Jesus.
Everyone's talking about their stubby fingers and their man hands. Okay. Alright. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry about your... No, I'm sure you all have beautiful hands. You should all be happy and proud of your hands. Alright. Well, I'm glad we, like, streamlined this process at the very least. And at the end of this, we can celebrate with wine.
Uh-huh.
Mandolin, going back to her games. Well, thanks for stopping by, and thank you for the anniversary well wishes.
Bye, Mandolin. Some good Sonic music.
There's so much good Sonic music on this playlist. I'm like worried that this isn't being as consistently coded as it should be. Can you step out a little bit more? Mrs. Dino Munster says they first noticed that you had nice hands during any of your Magic the Gathering streams, Jared.
Yeah.
It's true, you have beautiful hands. Oh, that's right. Okay, there's another one down. Hello, welcome people. I think Tiffy the Squirrel is just showing up maybe, or maybe I just didn't notice you, sorry. Let's see. Yes, and thank you to the people who are giving us anniversary well wishes. It is our 3rd anniversary of marriage. This guy has put up with me for 3 years consecutively. Pro Jared hype. Jared, did you know that there's an all-girl D&D group that met each other and started playing D&D because of my streams?
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Char's a member. I think Within One Tiger said she's a member. I don't know who else is a part of the game, but they were talking about it in the stream earlier.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it just makes me so happy that they're connecting on all of those different levels.
Yeah, if anyone's getting together just to hang out and do stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, anybody, honestly. But I feel like it's extra special that it's a girl D&D group. I thought that was really cute. So thanks, you guys. Oh, Within One Tiger is also heading out. Well, thanks for joining us. It's always nice to see you here. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time, probably. I am streaming tomorrow. I'm not sure what time that stream is going to start, but I'll announce it. I had to create like a regular Wednesday start time. No, I'm sorry, Wednesday we have a start time. Thursday, it's always been more free form and just like start whenever I feel like it. But I need to come up with like an actual scheduled start time. Do you know what time it was when we started doing this, Jared?
Right around 8, I think.
This particular stuff, you came downstairs at around 8. You can move that can, by the way.
It might have been later.
It's just there to figure out. Okay. Lightning Fast says, why are these chats so wholesome? Because you are all such wonderful humans. It's very, very rare that we get any sort of trolls, and if we do, they're always out of here, like, instantly, so it's never an issue. They're so ineffective. They're so impotent against my powers. Isn't that right, Jared?
Yes.
I'm gonna clip these ends for a second.
Okay.
Take a moment to just clip ends so I don't have to keep picking these up and thinking about it. So I'm just clipping off any of the like weird inconsistent ends that are like unusable material at the very tips, basically. How was your day today, Jared?
Good. Got a good amount of editing done.
Good. And that's all on your next for Jared.
Yeah. Can I be right back? I'm gonna get socks on.
Yeah, you can put your socks on. I'm sorry, you should never come down here without shoes, honestly.
I know, but I do every time.
Why do you do that?
Because shoes are dumb.
My entire craft room is a hazard area for potentially stepping on sewing pins or other things that are unsavory that you would not want on your feet. So, yes, I warn people who stay with us or who come spend time with us for any sort of extended amount of time to not be barefoot in this room in general, because I can't be responsible for what you might step on, and I never come down here without shoes at all if I can help it. So, yeah, that's his own fault. Jared knows better. Alright, we've got all of our weird little cut ends clipped off. Sayoko, thanks for following. Welcome here. Anna Petty's asking us if we have any funny wedding and or anniversary stories. Well, I can tell you briefly the story of our wedding, which was that we got married in our house, and it's not funny, sorry, I'm warning you now, this isn't funny. But we got married in our house, and it was really a small event. We had like 30 people there. It was mostly family and like really close friend group. And that was it. It was like really low key, and we did this in like 3 months. We were engaged for like 3 months, and I was just like, whatever, let's make this happen. And then later that week, after we got married, I left for Atlanta, and I went to go live in Atlanta for 2 months. So it was just like, bye, new husband. That was a good 5 days or whatever we just spent together. I will see you later. I'll be in another state for a few months. And I did that to him. So maybe that's funny, depending on, you know, how sadistic you are. But that was the story of our marriage. Yes, you can get magnets on a stick. AD Nighthawk suggesting putting a magnet on a stick to go over the floor like a metal detector or a metal collector, I guess. Those things exist, and they exist specifically, like the only place I've seen that is in another sewing shop. The one at school had one of those. So yeah, I could get one of those. But it's more just like the principle of anything could happen in here and you should not be barefoot regardless. So yeah, I should totally clean up, but you know. I told them about how we got married, and then like 5 days later I pieced out of the state of Texas and was gone for 2 months.
Yeah. Left me with a cat.
He bonded with my cat. Yeah. You got to spend quality time with Aries, develop that relationship. And that's when Aries got really attached to him, is because I was gone for the first 2 months that they were together. So they were suddenly best friends, and Aries was like constantly with him. And for a while when I came back, I was really jealous because I felt like Aries liked Jared more than me. More than he liked me. More than Aries liked me. But I don't think that's the case anymore. Would you say that that is true?
Yeah.
He's kind of a mama's boy.
Definitely.
Do we have any other funny date stories or things that we can tell? Anna was asking about them.
Funny date stories?
Or, you know, like whatever. Anniversary stories. I can't think of any necessarily. We're so, like, not that quirky in real life.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, you're on the internet together, you do all of these things together, you're so interesting or whatever, and we're just actually really boring people.
Yeah. Honest truth.
We're like so vanilla. Our relationship is so like safe. I don't know. We can get kinky, right, Jared?
Yeah.
Tiffy the Squirrel's asking if we lived together before we got married. Only for like a month. Like we basically got not even a month. Within a month we were married. So it was really more out of convenience that we were already living together, because we literally got a house because we were getting married, and then we went to move into it, and I was under the impression that my parents were like gonna throw a fit that I was trying to move in with this guy that I was not married to, because my parents are pretty old school. So I was under the impression that they were not going to be moving like my bed in that day, and they were just like, all right, whatever, just put it in the truck. I think they were just so like tired of dealing with me living in sin already, that they just didn't fight it. They were like, whatever, you're going to bury him within the month, so fuck it. So yeah, we were just barely living together before we got married.
It's not really funny date stories or anything, but I proposed to you at a convention.
That's true. He did. He proposed to me right after a cosplay contest.
Yeah. After you took first. Intermediate.
Oh, thank you, Jared, for talking me up. Kitten was asking if anything changed after we got married, or if just when we were living together. Yeah, like we said, that we were barely living together. It wasn't really like we had an ongoing relationship where we were in the same house or anything. It was very much like a part of our marriage.
Yeah.
But everything went fine. I'm surprised that you put up with me, because Jared's pretty clean. He keeps the house pretty organized, and I don't.
I pretend to. I don't actually.
Oh,
my office
you're
is
still better than
not
me.
organized. The only thing I really organize is my video games.
Yeah,
those are organized as fuck.
because those are on camera, and because you love them the most. The sewing machine contest, AD Nighthawk. No, that was a different one. We were already married during that, when I started my YouTube. This was when I cosplayed Asuka, the plug suit version. This was at Anime Matsuri 2014. I entered the cosplay contest with my friend Rose, and she was dressed as Rei, so we had 2 plug suits. And together we entered the cosplay contest in the intermediate division, because that was before I was even a master. And yeah, we won first place intermediate, and that was really nice. That was a really, really memorable, awesome weekend. Now, of course, there's all kinds of stress that come with competing and trying to finish your costume like kind of down to the wire, which was both of us were working on our costumes like until the last minute, more or less. But we did make it through our stage competition, and we did survive. And it's one of those things where kind of like looking back, you only remember the wonderful parts where you like won an award and then got engaged afterward, and you're just like, oh, this was the best day ever. When at the time I was probably like just miserable and exhausted.
Yeah, you were.
He didn't do any sort of grand dramatic gesture, by the way. He's not like that. It was just us privately after the contest. After I had changed out, we were just like hanging out. And he was just like, hey, you should marry me. And I was like, yeah, I should.
Those were the exact words.
No, he got emotional. He shed exactly one tear, and I was like, that's it. That's the perfect delivery, Jared. You can't top yourself there. Precisely one tear rolled down his face, and I was just like, oof, you must have really summoned that from the depths of your...
So they call him Old One Tear Jared.
Oh my gosh. Lightning Fast is saying, am I the only one who feels that dramatic engagement gestures are kind of manipulative? Oh, I totally agree with you on that. Like, certainly, like, for some couples who really already have talked about it, they know they're gonna get married, they're at a certain point in their relationship where it's not a surprise that would, like, an engagement would occur. And then I feel like if you're gonna do something, you know, in public eye or whatever, then there's less pressure necessarily on the response. But if you do, when that is the case, and it's more like an unexpected gesture, maybe, depending on like the state of the relationship, that is kind of weird.
I wasn't nervous at all, no. I had a pretty good feeling that she was going to say yes.
He knew I was going to say yes. It was not a surprise for either of us. I mean, I didn't know you were going to ask me like right then, but we had already spoken about it.
Yeah.
But it was still nice. It was just like a quiet moment because that's more in line with our personalities. Even though obviously a lot of our lives are publicly shared at this point, we're still pretty protective over our personal space, I guess is a good way to say it, our privacy. So for me, like, it was more meaningful that it was just the two of us sitting and like having an actual human exchange and not something that was staged for the public eye. But I don't know, I mean, that could be kind of cool too. Like, I'm not trying to like bash on people who want that, who have had that, you know. Obviously other people have different expectations and different desires within their relationships. But for me, it was really nice that that's how it went down. So thanks, Jared.
No problem.
Synchraphy saying there's been a few public proposals during FanMade's Black and White Ball over the years, but thankfully they've all said yes. I feel like whenever there's a public proposal, whoever is being proposed to just has to say yes because there's so much pressure, and that maybe sometimes it's actually secretly a no. Like once the lights go down and the curtain closes or whatever, they get ushered off stage, and then there's maybe an awkward conversation of, ooh, I can't really do this. I've always wondered about that. If you ever see people getting proposed at like major sporting events or things like that, I'm just like, ooh, I really hope that person doesn't immediately take it back once they're in a private setting. Because I feel like you kind of have to say yes in front of thousands of people, or it's just a dick move. But I don't know, maybe it's more of a dick move to play with someone's emotions like that. Maybe the dickest move of all is proposing to someone who isn't ready to say yes to you in front of thousands of people and putting them in a position where they have to say yes, or they feel like they have to say yes. I don't know. There's a moral dilemma for you guys.
Have a good night, Sir Oddington.
Oh, I missed that notification. Wait, who you were talking to?
Sir Oddington.
Oh,
I
was
just
that
on my bed.
earlier? Did it scroll up?
Yeah, just now.
Oh, sorry. Good night, Sir Oddington. Here, can you read the chat while I'm rolling? Because this is requiring my eyes.
Okay.
Are there any questions we should respond to? Just read them out loud if they happen.
Alright, if I see questions, I will read them.
If you guys have questions for us, now is a good time for us to just chatter about random crap. This was like my favorite music from this game. You remember how obsessed I was with this game, and still am, actually. Yep. Jared knows. This is like the one game that I will actually claim to be good at. With most other games, it's more like I'm just having fun and I get by. But I can actually play this game well. Atheist Conan says, what if you already proposed, but then you decide to do it again just to make a show of it? Well, that's kind of manipulative in its own way,
yeah.
But you know what? Whatever. I'm not gonna be mad at someone for enjoying their moment. Can you get me a...
paper towel? Tissue?
You know what? I got it. You can just chill.
Alright. Why did you both decide to stream on your anniversary? It seems like the perfect excuse for a day off. Well, we got deadlines.
You're not even on the camera, by the way. You should step more over here.
It's your stream.
Oh, I know, but you're here with me and you're helping me, and so I'm gonna move this. There we go. And you can be a little bit more visible. Because you have funny faces. Yeah, I always stream on Wednesdays, or at least when I'm keeping up with my schedule I am, and I've been inconsistent based on a variety of things that have been out of my control. So anytime that I have the opportunity to stream and it is within my control, I feel like I really need to do it and prove that I can and will be consistent. So yeah, I had reasons to miss other Wednesday streams, such as getting food poisoning last week or being gone or on my way out to a con. And so when those sort of unavoidable things happen, it's like, all right, I'm taking my day off. But otherwise, you know, I should be working. Or I should be streaming. I should be being productive.
Synchrophy says one of her friends got proposed while playing Magic the Gathering with her now husband. It was super fun to see.
That's cute. What, like, did they incorporate it into the game somehow, or like?
Yeah, it's probably sorcery speed, 2 white mana, 3 colorless. Propose to target player.
Oh my gosh, Jared.
If target player says yes, they married. Engaged, I guess.
I didn't understand most of what you just said.
It's alright.
Red Hat has a job interview tomorrow morning. Everybody in the chat, give some kind words to Red Hat for their encouraging words for their job interview. You got this, Red Hat. Oh, Synchrophy says that the husband played a card called Engagement, or yeah, Engagement Ring. That's pretty cute.
Is that from the Unchained set? Do you mean Unglued or Unhinged? There is no Unchained.
Don't be a dick in my stream. Don't mind him. He's just a nerd. No. One of my friends proposed at a Transformers con. This is from Sora Arenther. Says that... What is it?
Was that the Transformers convention in Texas? Because I've been to that one.
One of my friends proposed at the Transformers con. There's been much speculation whether he asked her to engage and roll out. I hope so. I feel like that's a missed opportunity if he didn't.
Only a couple left.
Yeah, and you know what that means? We're almost halfway there.
Yeah.
We have 3 straps left in the strap pile. There's this one, and there's 2 here. And then we get to roll them all one more time on the other side. But that's okay. That's going to be it for us for tonight, how long do you think it'll take us? Another hour?
Not that long. About a half hour.
It's already like 8:52. We've been working on this pretty consistently, but we have been speeding up, I think. Which, if I do stream until 10 tonight, then that means I streamed for 5 hours, which is a pretty decent amount of streaming in one day. I have low stamina, just because I end up talking so much and then my mouth gets dry and I run out of things to say.
Ooh, I know Shelves. I'm excited for Unstable. For Talking Magic, sorry.
Talking Magic?
Yeah. I don't know how or what, but I want to do videos with Unstable. Either draft or sealed it. Can you read that question from Atheist Coden? Sorry, I'm gonna keep rolling, Jared. Since you two are taking questions, I was wondering if I could write Jared's side quest plot about you two in a purposely corny and sappy romance?
Yeah, so you're talking about like fan fiction for like a game that's ongoing or some sort of role play or something like that?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, man, go for it. I don't care.
Do the joke sets work with MTGO? I don't know. I hope so. I can feel another sneeze coming.
Do you need to take a sneezy moment?
I got it.
Don't sneeze on my straps.
I didn't.
Thank you.
Although I would like a tissue in between.
Yeah, absolutely. Got it? Good morning, White Phosphorus. I'd love to know what time it is where you are, because where I am, it's 9 p.m. at night. But you know what? I think it's a good morning whenever you get up, I guess, or something like that. Everyone says, bless you, Jared. What do you snack on? Is that just a general question about snacks? Which snacks do we like?
We don't really snack a whole lot.
Speak for yourself.
No, you do. I don't snack.
I like granola bars. I like any sort of snacks that you can put in a bag and take to a convention. And so we end up buying those things for cons and then we have them around the house. So like Cliff Bars, oatmeal bars, stuff like that. We have some fruit and we have scones. We always have scones. Okay, Gesundheit, he says, and it's 6 a.m. Wow, you're getting up pretty early for a stream, but thank you for stopping by. Well, I just drank a lot of black coffee for it being 9 at night.
These bottles just remind me of like bottles of iodine or something.
Yeah, they're kind of weird.
So as you were drinking it, I was like, what are you doing?
Dude, yeah, people in the stream have been calling me out. They're like, don't drink your paint.
That's what it looks like.
It does. You know what? Maybe I can turn that bottle into a prop. Empty it out, take the label off, put in some sort of... It looks like the kind of bottle that you would have an X label, a label on it that just has like a big X or 3 X's, and it's a poison bottle.
No, it would have a Mr. Yuck sticker on it.
What's the Mr. Yuck?
You don't know Mr. Yuck? The sticker with the green smiley face of him going, that parents could put on stuff underneath the kitchen sink so that when kids saw the Mr. Yuck sticker, they knew not to drink it.
Yeah, my parents did not do that for me.
I've never heard of it either.
All right. Atheist Kodan is heading out for the night. Well, thank you for joining us. I know you were here for a lot of my stream today. So thanks for sticking around for so long, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
See? Some of the chat knows Mr. Yuck.
Alright, well, I'm glad that you all had parents, or some of you had parents that cared about you being poisoned by household chemicals.
I'm validated.
Mine did not. Louis Bardock is asking, or probably Luis Bardock, sorry, is asking, is Jared gonna cosplay too? Yes, Jared's gonna be the Moblet to my Hanji. AKA Jared following me around, making sure that I've eaten, making sure that I don't get into too much trouble, making sure that I don't get eaten by a Titan, making sure that I'm sleeping, which is all very canon Jared. So, he's gonna be the perfect Moblet. Holding my stuff.
So just what I normally do, but in a costume.
Just not what he normally does in a costume. Alright, last one, guys, and then we're doing the other side. So we're almost halfway done.
Yay.
I know that this is not the most visually stimulating stream I've done, so, you know, I appreciate that you guys are just hanging out and talking to us. It's keeping me going. Hey, Creephius donated $20. Thank you. Can you hit that? You can see the comment. Just said, thank you for making my morning so relaxing. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Creepius, I'm not sure, but you know what?
Also, thanks Primrose Frost for backing me up.
What did I miss?
They were saying that they also had Mr. Yuck. They were handing out stickers of Mr. Yuck in elementary school.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. Can you hold that?
What a Zelda tonight.
Yeah, I need to expand this playlist. It's a great playlist, but it's a little bit short, and when you stream just hours and hours, you start to know every song.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to find some more songs to add to this, but I like everything that we've had. There's not really anything that I would try to remove.
Uh-oh.
What?
He's awakened.
We have a visitor. We'll see if he announces his presence. Has he just been bugging out upstairs this whole time?
He was such a bug upstairs.
I saw him earlier and he was just like flat on his back with his belly up, fuzzy as hell, looking disheveled, looking groggy as hell.
That's what he was doing when I was putting my socks on.
He hasn't even shown up and everyone's... We
There
haven't
he
said
is.
his name.
Don't step on those.
Everyone in the chat knows what we're talking about. Or at least, certainly, lots of people. Possible cat. Says Space Loot.
I'm trying to make sure he doesn't step on those.
I don't think he'll disrupt them.
Oh, alright. Carry on then.
Can you guys hear him? Aries, do you want to say hello to the chat? Alright, I'm going to set this last one down and I'm going to pick that little guy up. I'm using the word little here pretty loosely. Okay, last one. Oh, well, he's walking away now. Cat time, everyone says. Where did he go? Is he...
He's on top of your ladder like himself.
You want to grab him?
He looks busy.
Aries might be busy. He's busy licking his ass.
Actually, just the tip of the tail this time.
Aries! Hey, baby. Come here. Do you want to come and say hello to the chat? You gonna come over here and say hi?
Aries.
Alright, here he is. He came right up to me. Everyone say hello to my little bundle of joy. You wanna give Jared a kiss?
He doesn't even know what's going on.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't understand cameras. Big boy, that's right. He's a big old fatty.
He's not fat.
He's not fat. He's fluffy. He's fluffy. Aries, go have fun. Soft boy! Everyone is saying hello to Aries. Aries is the most popular person in my stream. Crispy bro, thank you for following. Alright, Jared, you ready for round 2?
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll just go one at a time. It's a lot of straps, but you know what? We're doing it. We're doing it. They should be pretty dry, or pretty decently dry. Even if they have some on the back, it's fine. Okay, so we can...
Round 2, fight!
Alright, so our first layer, our first coat on one side is pretty much done. It's dried really nicely. And now we're just going to be going along the other side and doing the exact same thing. So thanks for sticking through this stream with us. You're keeping me entertained while I have to do all of this. Akuma Doken says that they hold their cats like their babies. Aries lets us hold him that way too. He's a very good sport when it comes to like holding him in weird positions. He's so tolerant of me. Is that true, Jared?
Yeah.
He lets me scoop him up and just hold him in weird ways. Rolling Mr. or Meister, yes, Aries and I do have the same hair color, and I have infamously maybe used his hair in one of my costumes where I was making like basically what were cat ears for myself, and I just cut hair off of him and glued it to some ears. Well, they're technically wolf ears, but you know, same thing in the practicality of it. Ooh, I'm gonna hit this other side where I saw a missing patch. So that's how I'll handle it anytime I have a missing patch. So be careful, there's a wet spot on this side.
Okay.
I really hope these straps are good. I hope this harness is good. Can you step out a minute? A little bit? What do you think, Jared? Do you have faith in me?
Yeah. I've never seen you make anything bad.
That's not true.
You don't allow yourself to.
That's not true. I made plenty of bad things. Bad decisions. Bad costumes. I'm surprised at how minimal that has been, though. Holo's ears, yes, and there's pictures of that on my website if you were curious to know what Aries fur ended up contributing to my costume. You can go to atelierheidi.com, and in my costumes tab you can look at Holo, and all of the ears that I'm wearing are sitting in my real hair, and they are made out of Aries cat hair. For Jared being sly as fuck, what were you doing, Jared?
I said you never made anything bad.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. He's trying to win my affections after 3 years of marriage.
Yeah, now we're doing Final Fantasy 1 up in here?
It's good shit. Oh, thank you, Kitten, with the website. You are so helpful. The most helpful mod. Yes, Jared. You getting hyped on this song?
Yeah.
Sir Joel is heading out. Thanks for stopping by the stream and hanging out with us for so long and chatting. We will see you next time, hopefully. Got notifications going off, probably from Jared's tweets about me. Jared is being sweet on Twitter. He's been being sweet to me all day. It's bullshit.
Deal with it.
It's pissing me off. He's trying to like make me feel loved and shit. It's like going to the store and buying me wine, making me dinner. Some good ass shit. Okay. This is a good one. This is a really good one. We're all cool nerds. That's right. Yes, White Phosphorus, who just recently joined us. We are celebrating our 3rd anniversary of marriage today. So it's been a pretty low-key, romantic kind of day. Where we've both been busy doing things, but it's nice that we get to even hang out on stream a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna try to be a little bit slower and more consistent. Maybe that's the key. So right now I'm just going over the same spots multiple times, and I think that I'm wasting my energies. And then if I need to go back and touch this up in small spots, I should be able to do that easily on my own, because the rest of it will be dry, you know. So with that in mind, I shouldn't worry too much about whether or not this is perfect. Hello, Anna! With the 500 bits. Thank you so much. Anniversary stream. Cheers. Well, thank you. Thank you, Anna. Do you remember Anna, Jared? She
Yeah,
was,
I do.
Yeah, okay, good. Just making sure. From Kitsune. That was a good con. Anna, we loved Kitsune Con, by the way.
Yeah.
I know I haven't kept up talking to you about that, but it was a really good con. We had a fantastic weekend. Cool. Thank you for all of the continued anniversary wishes. Appreciate you guys. If you have any questions going on in the chat that I may have missed, you could be my second set of eyes. That would be
No new questions, though.
okay. If you guys have any questions, whether it's related to our current project or not, now is a good time to ask them because we're just hanging out and chatting while we kind of slowly make some progress. So feel free to ask. Let me take that. Thank you. Becca Eckert says parents are celebrating 30 years. So that's like 10 times as much marriage as we've had. Can you imagine that, Jared?
Yeah.
Red Hat is asking how we met. I declined telling the story earlier to somebody, and just because the chat was moving fast and there was a lot going on, and I felt kind of bad about that because it's not that I'm trying to not answer, it's just that I have answered multiple times before, and so that information, yeah, I see it. Like that was I did a video where I did a Q&A video and I answered that question there. But since we're just chilling right now, I might as well just quickly tell it over again, which is that it was before I was a cosplayer, but I was always really interested in cosplay, and so I would go to like a cosplay contest just to like be in the audience even. I was not even making anything for myself. But it was at SGC 2010, and Jared was the MC for the cosplay contest. So I was just in the audience watching the show happen, and he was the one announcing the whole thing and like calling each cosplayer up and interacting with them. And he was just winging it. Like, he had no plan. You told me later that they told you that day, like right before it started, that you were going to do that.
Yeah.
And he was just like, all right, well, I'm seeing a cosplay contest now.
It was the day of, and it was just, hey, you're running the cosplay contest. And it wasn't just hosting it, it was running it, as in getting the judges, figuring out prizes.
You didn't even have judges picked out?
No.
Oh, no.
So it was a little hectic. And I never actually...
You didn't know anything about cosplay at the time.
No, I didn't know anything about cosplay. I've never actually been to a cosplay contest. I didn't know how they worked. So I got a lot of critical feedback based on that, but I didn't know.
He was having fun with it, and that's what I liked about him. I also didn't know how contests worked because I was not actively involved with them at the time. So I was just watching, and I was really impressed that you knew all of the characters. Yeah, they didn't have sign-up sheets, so it wasn't like you wrote all your information down ahead of time, which is how legitimate cosplay contests get run. So they were just walking onto stage one by one without any sort of documentation, and Jared was just like, you're this from that. And you had a really high success rate of guessing. Which
I remember I didn't know the Half-Life one, because I'd never played Half-Life before.
The fact that you even remember that there was a Half-Life one.
I remember not knowing that because the audience got real mad at me.
Yeah, that you didn't identify a popular game series. Real quick, Kevin Glob212 and also RokuBAX, thank you guys for following and welcome to our stream. Can you hold on to that? Anyway, continuing our story. I saw him on stage and I was like, ooh, this nerd is good at things. You're cute. But I didn't actually meet you right then. Link fan! Back again with another $20 donation. Thank you so much, Link fan. Nice to see you.
Link fan.
Yes, Jared has joined me now. So then...
That's BS. What kind of con doesn't have a contest put together beforehand? Screw Attack.
Yeah, that was at SGC. Screw Attack had no idea what they were doing at the time. Anyway, Anna is horrified right now that they had no judges.
I did get judges. I found some eventually.
Yeah, he found judges that were like the other guests from the con.
Were they qualified to base it off of craftsmanship? No.
Well, it wasn't a craftsmanship contest.
It really wasn't.
I mean, you just didn't have any of that set in place. It was a walk onto the stage, do something interesting and funny, and whoever the judges like the most at the end gets... Were there prizes? I think they were like swag bags.
They basically got money to spend in the dealer's hall.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good, because then you can go get figurines or snacks or whatever. Okay. Well, I thought he was funny on stage, and I was like, I like that boy. But we didn't actually meet. Like, that whole weekend, we like saw each other from a distance, but we didn't actually interact. I was just scoping him.
You were one of the babes I was scoping.
I was scoping you. We were scoping each other, but it was like a missed connection.
Yeah, pretty much.
Luis says, oh, Screw Attack. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
I got serenaded by Jared's winging it. Yes, that's so true. Anyway, and then the rest of the story isn't that interesting, but then after that, I started following him on the internet. We were like Facebook friends. Because that was back when your Pro Jared page wasn't a page. It was it was like a separate profile where you would just add people as friends where you were Pro Jared. You know that? And so we were friends on Facebook for a while, and that's how I got like acquainted with him and what he was doing. So he had like an internet presence, but it wasn't anything like it is now. It was like a couple thousand people probably knew who he was. Does that sound about right, Jared?
Yep.
And then eventually I just like, I had a mutual friend that had I had a friend that had a friend that knew Jared. And I was like, can you hook me up with this guy? And they were like, oh yeah, we got you. And that's how that happened. So the very short version is that I stalked him from the audience, and then I stalked him on the internet, and then I claimed him as mine. I poached that D. Would you say that's an accurate retelling of our romance and courting?
Yeah. The pretense of how we first met outside of the convention was there was a video game fight. There's a fighting game tournament at a video game store that my friend told me about, and then basically said, "Hey, remember that cute girl from that we were scoping out?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And he was like, "She'll be there." I was like, "Nice. I'll go pretend to be good at video games."
It was a Street Fighter / Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 tournament. And Jared showed up and participated in it because his friend told him that I would be there, and we were really just there to see each other, and neither one of us was interested in Street Fighter or Marvel vs. Capcom.
I did horrible.
Jared did horribly. He fought 2 games and got eliminated. He lost them both. And but we did meet and we did interact and we hung out, and he got my number, and so then we started talking and just like texting each other a lot. And it's okay, I got the right one. And what was I gonna say about that? Oh, and then we went on our first date, and I got into his car, and in the passenger seat of his car was the receipt from his fight stick that he had bought specifically for that tournament. And I was just like, "You're fucking busted. I knew you didn't have a fight stick. I knew you didn't play these games. You were just there for me." But I was gracious, and I handled it gracefully, and I didn't call you out because I didn't want our date to start on that note. But I'm calling you out now on the internet.
It was a bad fight stick.
It was a bad fight stick. Is that why you lost?
Yeah, it had a square gate in it, which I'm not used to. I'm also not good at fighting games.
Oh, Sonica, welcome back. Yep, I'm still streaming. It's been a long stream today, and even though what I'm doing is not particularly interesting to watch, probably, it is, we're wrapping up the finishing work on putting some edge coat on all these straps.
We're about halfway through this side.
That's true. Okay, so that means we're 3/4 through
Yeah.
the total amount of edge coating we'll have to do. Alright, so that's encouraging. So this will be our last task for the night, is that once I get done putting a coat on all of these, then I will call it good. And we'll resume tomorrow. I'm going to keep streaming tomorrow. Oh, Sayoko is heading out. Well, thank you for joining us. It was nice to have you here in the chat and the stream, so thanks for being here. Am I missing any questions?
Kitten, it's not 100% true. She was talking
that?
about the time you got me to take my shirt off during Mario Party.
Oh, I forgot about that. What exactly went down?
No, Heidi did not donate $1,000 to make it happen. We were already dating at that point, weren't we?
I think so, yeah. I would not have said that if I wasn't
We were already dating, and I think in the chat, you like just dared me to.
I was like, I dared Jared to take his shirt off.
I had a couple...
That was during a donation drive or something.
Something like that.
So people were donating money, and
I definitely had a few shots in me.
Yeah. And I was like, take your shirt off, Jared.
So I was like, fine.
I think it was that the entire stream had to get to $1,000. I did not donate any dollars to that. I did not pay $1,000 to see him shirtless. I can already see him shirtless for free.
And if I did that now, you get banned from Twitch.
And it's worth every penny. Oh, that's so cute. Synchrofy said that they met their boyfriend through Fanime ballroom dancing lessons, and that he was helping them with the dance. That's so cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's really cute. Am I missing other good stories? What's going on through here? Twitch bans Jared for sexual content. You're a cam girl, Jared.
Nice, finally.
Here you go. You hold that. Diabetes. Hello, Adam Bomb. Welcome. Genesis H, thank you for following. Welcome to our stream. We're just putting this edge on some leather straps that will become an Attack on Titan harness, probably starting tomorrow, depending on how quickly I can move on this. This is a really good song. Oh, you're so ready with the flips and everything. Okay, can you keep making sure that doesn't hit there? Thank you. Yeah, people are enjoying this song as well. Everybody go check out Game Chops if you like the tunes. They're all Game Chops, GameChops.com. And you can listen to them all on Spotify. That's where my playlist is. I need to make the playlist available. I need to do a lot of things for my Twitch stream, but thank you guys for being patient with my ineptitude when it comes to Twitch. Okay. Yeah, we are like halfway through with these, with the second side.
Mm-hmm. Aries is just doing laps right now.
He doesn't know what to do. We're all occupied, and he's just like, what's going on?
Just walking circles.
Oh, Synchrofy's heading out. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us for so long. Dr. Cantrez is here. I haven't seen him in the chat yet. Welcome. If you were, I don't know if you've been around. Maybe I missed you. Yes. We've been saying. Okay, Link fan. Let's catch you up. We are. So today, earlier, you saw part of the stream. I cut all the straps and I dyed them. Now we are applying this stuff called Edge Coat to all of the straps, and it's basically creating a coating that is just giving it a nice finished edge. So rather than the dye, which is just seeping into the leather, this is actually like creating an edge on the pieces. So we're almost done with this, and this is our last task for tonight. But basically, I'm going to make sure these all get coated and then set them aside to dry. And then tomorrow we'll move on to like a clear coat on everything. That'll be a sealant. Thank you. And from there we can start assembling it, and it'll start looking like a thing. Callie Koof Doom. Callie Koof Doom. Thank you for following.
Calico of Doom.
Calico of Doom! I suck at this. Thank you, Jared, for reading English better than me. Calicoof Doom, I'm sorry. Thank you, Link fan. I'm sorry that this is not the most fascinating content that I have ever put out, for sure. But it needs to happen, and it's nice to have company. So we're also doing sort of a mini Q&A for anyone that wants to ask us questions about random things. We're just kind of hanging out and chatting for the most part. Yeah, and it is 9:25, so it is going to take us probably till about 10 o'clock to finish these.
Yeah, we'll be done before that, I think.
Alright, well, that's the rate we've been going at. Kristen is clever. Thank you for following, and welcome to our stream. Lightning fast, you have been here for quite some time. What time is it where everyone is? Yes, thank you. Okay, there's another one. So we have 6 left after this. Okay, so Kitten's in our time zone. Eastern. Oh wow, yeah. Sorry for everybody on Eastern time who are staying up late for me for streaming. Dr. Kantra is asking, how messy would this be without Jared holding it up? Messier than I want it to be. So that's why Jared's here, to be my second pair of hands and just hold the work that's done. I'm mostly worried about it, like, just ruining, like, laying across the table and all of the edge coat getting just, like, scraped off. So that's why I really wanted to have an additional person holding it up. But Jared has been wonderfully accommodating, true to character, as both Jared and Moblet, my faithful assistant. Today has been pretty awesome for us as well. Adam Baum saying they had a good day today. It's been a wonderful day. It's been a good anniversary, Jared.
I'm glad.
Lightning Fast is heading to bed. Well, thank you for joining us and sticking around for so long in the chat. It's nice having you, and we'll see you next time, hopefully. Yeah, Space Guy Lewis, we are also in SoCal, and it's been just, like, unbearably hot. Like, my cat doesn't even want to go on the balcony. I think it was earlier today. So, like, Aries loves going on the balcony, and that's, like, the only time that he gets to be outside at all, is that if he's on the balcony where it's enclosed and he can't get out because he doesn't have claws or any sort of predatory instinct or ability to defend himself. So he likes to go out on the balcony, and he's pretty much obsessed with this balcony and will demand to go out at least once a day so he has an opportunity to, I don't know, chirp at birds and stuff. But earlier today, I opened the door to let him out, and he walked out, like, looked around and immediately walked back in. He just, like, straight up noped out of being outside because it was so hot. I was like, oh, you poor thing.
What's our next East Coast con?
Katsu.
Probably not till KatsuCon again, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, we just haven't had any East Coast cons get on our schedule. Like, we used to go to MomoCon, but then we did Fanime instead this year. And KatsuCon is the only one that we, like, consistently travel for and, like, foot our own bill.
I was invited out to one in New York, but then they were starting to pull some shady shit.
Oh, really?
So I'm not gonna bother with that.
I don't think you even told me about that one. What kind of shady shit was that?
They invited out Gerard too.
Uh-huh.
And they basically told Gerard that Pro Jared's gonna be there for a really cheap appearance fee amount.
Oh.
Which is absolute lies, since I told them that I can't do it. Or didn't respond to them at all. One of the two, whatever it was. But they said I was going to be there, and I was showing up for, like, way too little.
And so they were trying to rope Gerard into that?
Yeah, so they were trying to use me to lie to my friends to get more guests.
That's super messed up, and yeah, they deserve to not have you guys as guests, if that's how they're going to treat you. Can you make sure this isn't falling? Sorry, I know your arms are probably getting tired.
I'm okay.
Alright, that's good. Do you want to call them out? People are asking what con that is.
No, I also don't really remember the name of it.
That's probably for the best. You know what? It doesn't matter what con it was.
Yeah.
The fact is, that's unfortunately probably not uncommon.
Yeah, it's
of
not,
people just like manipulating for business purposes. It's
certainly
pretty,
not how you do business, and
yeah. And obviously, Gerard and Jared talk to each other.
Yeah.
They're like really good friends.
Don't do that to my friends.
RudeCon 2K7. 2K17, sorry. Hello from France, nerdy silly girl. It's 6:30 a.m. in France. That's crazy. It's crazy that you're here at my stream at 6:30 a.m. But you know, I do appreciate it. Luis is asking, do I ever beat Jared at any video gameable top games? Tabletop games, probably. Video games or tabletop games.
Yeah.
What have I beat you at?
Game
Risk?
of Things.
Game of Things?
Yeah.
I am good at Game of Things. I don't know. I have just a talent for that game, I guess. I beat you at Settlers of Catan. But there's not like a consistent winner with that game. That's more of like a whoever is doing really well that round. Not like consistently. I don't like often beat him at things. But we don't play that much together. Because you're mostly playing for like content. Most of what you play.
Or if we do play stuff, it's anything cooperative or experiencing together rather than competitive.
That's very true. We just don't normally end up in competitive situations.
Yeah. Game of Things, it's like apples to apples, only you write in your own answers and you have to guess who wrote what. It's really fun.
80 Nighthawk is asking, why don't we call it shady shit like that to the public that you can fix the problem quicker that way? That would be nice if it worked that way, but ultimately, you know, we can't maintain any sort of watch over them or what they're doing or saying to other people privately. And when you put yourself in a position of being the one to call people out, you are drawing a lot of drama to yourself, and that you are opening yourself up to the possibility of having a reputation for being difficult to work with. Whether or not that is fair or like deserving is neither here nor there, but the fact is that if you are intentionally involving yourself in controversy like that and you're making call-out posts and stuff, then you are opening yourself up to a lot of criticism.
Yeah.
So it's more professional to not say anything, as much as it sucks, because, you know, now other people might be in that situation where they're basically being lied to and screwed over by an event. Like, we can't babysit that event. We can't really, you know, control whether or not they continue to behave that way, but we can, you know, not involve ourselves in it, which is honestly the wisest course of action.
Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of things I wish I could call out. Things, events, or people. I wish I could just be like, they're shitty, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's never worth it.
Just try to be a non-toxic person. So, Shut Up Merlin says he just got here a few minutes ago. Do you have to coat the leather multiple times, and or what are you coating it with?
Here you go. You only have to coat it once, but we need to do each side. So, like, we did this side, and now we're going back and doing this side. So we did them one at a time so that we have a little bit more control over it as it dries. So we are coating it with something that's literally called Edge Coat. That is shockingly for coating edges. And basically it's just creating like a film almost. It's like paint, but it's a little bit thicker, a little bit more substantial, a little bit more of a protective coating. I mean, that's my understanding anyway. This is actually my first time using this stuff, but that's the impression that I'm getting, and it's seems to be doing very, very well and drying very quickly. So we are...
It's fine.
Thank you. We are making sure everything gets one coat on each side, but there's just so many straps that it's been a long process. So yeah, we're not doing the same parts over and over again, except I'm, you know, occasionally touching up little bits that didn't get totally covered. Can you... Yeah, pick up the slack, thank you. But we're nearly done here. We only have like 3 more straps, I think, after this one.
2 more.
Only 2 more after this, and then we'll end the stream for the night. And it is only 9:35. Okay. So we won't be going quite till 10. There we go. Alright, second to last one. Thank you, Jared, for being so patient and doing this with me. You're the best. Adam Baum wants to know if you can next D&D December do the SNES D&D game.
The Eye of the Beholder, if I talked about it, would probably be the PC version. I actually don't have plans for D&D December right now, if I even do one, because I might still be doing Final Fantasy stuff by then. Who knows?
Dang. Erin Lorna is asking what advice we have to give to someone who wants to get into Twitch streaming, YouTube, nervous to do so and also socially awkward. Oh, well, thank you. Lurker says that they were coming forth and saying hello for the first time. Well, hello. Nice to meet you. It took me a long time to work up to streaming because I'm so socially awkward and like scared and nervous. Isn't that right, Jared?
Yeah.
It probably sounds like disingenuous, like I'm like, oh, I had so much trouble getting started, but this guy can tell you exactly how much trouble I had getting started. Like when I was originally filming my first YouTube videos, I was pretty much crying through the entire thing. And I was like reading my script and Jared was giving me a pep talk like between every line while we filmed, and it took like multiple hours for me to get through the script because I was literally just sobbing off camera the whole time because I was so nervous. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Anyway, just doing it will get your confidence up a little bit. I kind of started to realize that it doesn't matter that much if I'm cute or if I look good on camera the whole time or if I say the right thing, and that, you know, these are all just kind of passing moments in time, and maybe someone will see you do something embarrassing one day, but ultimately they probably have other things to worry about more than whether or not you look cool. So getting that perspective in my life made me just, thank you, a little bit more confident with doing all of this anyway. Okay. Alright, and now we are finally on our actual last one. Thank you. Adam Baum is asking if I'm finally done with Celica. No, I'm not done with Celica. I talked about it a little bit earlier, but basically I'm kind of reevaluating what my goal is for that. And I think that I'm gonna continue working on Celica with the goal of finishing that for TwitchCon, because there's honestly no events or conventions that I want to wear her to before then, because it's gonna be so hot. This is gonna be solid leather, and my events are like Anime Expo and Dragon Con, where I will be outside in major heat, and it will be horrible. So for that reason, I don't have motivation to finish Celica in the immediate future. And I think that TwitchCon would be a really good goal for multiple reasons. I could enter the TwitchCon contest with that outfit because I've made all of it on stream so far. And it would be just like a better environment where I'll have a handler and have like a weather appropriate costume. So I think TwitchCon is my new goal. And so with that in mind, I'm comfortable setting that costume aside and not focusing on it for the immediate future. So I'm making this stuff for Anime Expo instead.
Shelbsy, I don't know for sure if Dice Camera Reaction is going to be at TwitchCon or not. We already talked about it and would love to do it again, but it's too early to confirm anything.
But Jared and I personally will be there.
Yeah, we're planning on being at TwitchCon itself, so
yeah.
If we can make that happen too, it'd be great.
Yeah, regardless of whether or not that materializes, we will be there. Can you just make sure that you're taking away the slack?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, my dear. We're almost to the very end of the last one. You guys have stuck it out for so long here in the chat asking us things. Do we have any final questions for the evening? It's probably going to wrap up pretty quickly here. Alright, that's it. That's the last strap. They're all edge-coated. check back in with the chat. My hands are so sweaty under here.
Gross.
Ugh.
Gross.
Dr. Kentra is saying that they don't think that they would handle internet hate very well. Yeah, that's a really tough part about doing anything, because I've gotten hate mail over the most ridiculous shit, where it's just like so clearly not based in reality. And whenever you get some sort of really negative message, you have the tendency to be like, oh, is this true about me? But like, people are so cruel that they'll say just literally anything to you with the intention of breaking you down, and you gotta just kind of deal with it. Boxers or briefs? Boxers. For me, personally. What about you, Jared?
Boxers.
Anna's getting sleepy. I'm also getting sleepy.
Me too.
Alright, we're pretty much done for the night. Thank you guys all for joining me. Tomorrow we're going to be streaming again, or I'm going to be streaming. Jared will not be here. Primrose Frost, thank you for the follow. What are you doing tomorrow? Anything stream-wise?
Probably stream myself editing.
Alright, well then we both will be streaming just separately tomorrow, so you have to choose which one of us you love more. You. Alright, we're gonna go enjoy the rest of our anniversary together and drink our wine and probably watch Attack on Titan, because that's what I want to do.
Yep.
Alright, thanks guys. I will see you tomorrow. Keep an eye on my Twitter or whatever if you want to know what time we're starting. Otherwise, just pop in if you wanted to, and we'll see you next time. Bye!